Dame Dash is now accusing DJ Envy of being a government informant, and he even posted the paperwork that he says proves DJ Envy is an informant.
Into Caesar. I lost a total of $64,000.
After receiving 2 bounced checks, Rio says he got a visit from Caesar carrying this box of jewelry.
He said, take this jewelry until I...
Not DJ Envy being called a federal informant. Dame Dash just dropped some wild claims saying Envy somehow dodged prison over that shady real estate scam, and now 50 Cent is backing him up. That's insane, especially since 50 and Dame been beefing heavy ever since Dame started throwing shade at Cameron. But here's the real question. Did Envy actually snitch to the feds? And if that's true, what does that say about the Breakfast Club and everyone tied to it? Things are getting real ugly, so let's rewind this drama a bit. It all kicked off after Dame Dash pulled up to the Breakfast Club last month. The interview went left fast after Envy and Charlamagne pressed him about his money situation. Play when it comes to his finances.
$1 million.
And you went in because of DJ Envy.
Yeah, I did. I mean, you know, I'd known Envy for
The second they brought up those broke rumors in his bankruptcy case, he snapped. Dame started going off, calling Charlamagne gay, talking about who's got the bigger house and straight up flexing like he was still sitting on Rockefeller money. Then he even challenged both Envy and Charlamagne to show off their views on camera to prove they're really living like that. The nerve. It was pure chaos. The whole scene turned into a childish flex-off that made everyone look bad. For a man who's been wealthy for decades, Dame's insecurity was showing loud and clear. But wait, it didn't stop there. Because right in the middle of that same Breakfast Club episode, things took a way darker turn. Dame really came out swinging.
It break down that you are on that RICO, and that, in fact, if you don't or do certain things, it's going to mean that you are, in fact, a
claiming DJ Envy's under a RICO investigation tied to that shady real estate hustle with his partner Caesar Pina. Now Envy jumped quick to deny it. He even said he had paperwork on him right there to prove he's clean. But before he could flash those receipts, Charlamagne cut him off. Hold up. Why would Envy just randomly be carrying RICO paperwork around unless he knew this was coming? That's looking mad suspicious. And Dame's not letting go either. He's doubling down, saying he's the one with the real receipts to prove Envy's been working with the feds.
This was a 3-family, 2-bedroom. We could only bring $800 rent roll each floor, which is not that much money. If we decided to extend it, if you go back there, you see we extended it. Now with the extension, we decided to make it from a 2-bedroom to a 4-bedroom. So now from 800, it goes to 1,800 a month. 18. We extended it so much, we have so much that we can extend it. We can actually put 2 studios in the back. So now the 2 studios will bring, you figure 18.
He even went online tagging iHeartRadio and Power 105 straight up asking, do y'all realize your own host might be a federal informant? That's a wild accusation to throw out there publicly. Now here's the background. Caesar Pina, better known online as Flipping NJ, got indicted back in July 2025 on heavy federal charges like wire fraud, money laundering, and bribery. The feds say he was running a multi-million-dollar scam, pretending to help people invest in properties while secretly pocketing the cash. They even claim he bribed a Jersey official to keep the scheme going. According to prosecutors, Caesar got dozens of people to pour millions into his so-called real estate projects, promising profits that never came. Instead, it was allegedly a straight-up Ponzi scheme. And guess whose name came up? DJ Envy.
Me as someone that he is not speaking to. We have not spoken about anything. And he calls me and starts talking about some real estate shit. For me, that's odd. We don't speak.
The indictment says Caesar teamed up with the celebrity DJ to host flashy real estate seminars across the country, using Envy's fame to sell the dream. Through those seminars, Pina built a massive online following and convinced regular folks to invest.
And now you calling me, telling me that your man's with the government and he could get the buildings and there's a list, it'd be me, you, and Queen Latifah, and whatever the fuck he was saying, because I was walking my dog in the backyard, so I want to stop listening at this point. But that just...
But here's the twist. While Caesar's facing charges, Envy still hasn't been indicted and keeps saying he didn't know anything about the crimes. Still, several investors have filed lawsuits against both Caesar and Envy, saying they were misled and lost big money, all because they trusted the man they saw on the radio every morning. So check this out. NBC dropped receipts showing that Cesar Pina had been running this hustle since way back in 2017. He was out here taking people's money, claiming he was flipping houses all over New Jersey and promising insane returns, like 20 to 45% in just 5. That's straight up fantasy.
My attorneys don't want me to speak, but I think there's things that I need to clear up a little bit.
I think you should listen to your attorneys. Why don't light-skinned people like to listen? Like, if your attorney told you don't say nothing, why are you talking?
Listen, so Caesar and myself did seminars. Now, the reason I did these seminars is because I wanted to uplift my...
But here's the kicker. Reports say instead of actually putting that money into properties, Caesar was pocketing a big chunk for himself and using new investors' cash to pay off the old ones. That's the classic Ponzi play. He was allegedly scamming folks left and right, taking money for properties he didn't even own, and in some cases selling the same house to multiple investors at the same time. That's bold. And right before the Feds swooped in, NBC ran a full expose showing some of the people who got burned, the heartbreaking part. Most of them said the only reason they trusted Cesar in the first place was because DJ Envy had co-signed him. One investor, Anthony Barone, told NBC he met Cesar through DJ Envy, and Envy was even right there with him touring one of the Jersey properties. Barone dropped $500,000 into one project, then tossed in another $300,000 after that, believing it was all legit because Envy stamped it. Another investor, A.G. Rio, who owns a custom car wrap shop out in Long Island and had worked on Envy's rides for years, said Caesar even tried paying him back with jewelry instead of cash. You can't make this up. And guess who introduced them? DJ Envy himself?
I call Clue. I call Fabulous. I call Joe Budden. Right? On Desert Storm family. And I said, hey guys, I'm doing real estate. This is something that I think that, you should invest a little bit of money in, try it out, and that way you can do it. Joe Budden told me it was a Ponzi scheme and I was gonna go to jail.
Reports claim Envy personally vouched for Cesar's investment company, telling people it was a safe bet. After NBC aired that story, more alleged victims started coming out of the woodwork, sharing their experiences online, and the pattern was the same. Almost everyone said they never would have fallen for the scheme if DJ Envy hadn't been attached to it. Even big names started calling it out, including Joe Budden, who revealed Envy once tried to rope him into the same real estate game years ago. Now that's wild. So now an old interview has resurfaced where DJ Envy himself admitted that Joe Budden once warned him straight up, "You're gonna end up in prison if you keep running around with what looks like a Ponzi scheme." That's not a rumor, that's from Envy's own mouth. And let's not forget, this wasn't some behind-the-scenes hustle. DJ Envy actually brought Cesar Pina right onto The Breakfast Club and promoted his so-called investment opportunities live on air. There's even footage of Envy personally touring homes with potential investors, smiling, shaking hands, putting his full name and reputation behind Cesar's deals like everything was 100% legit. That's crazy. But even with all that evidence floating around, Envy kept denying he had anything to do with Cesar's scam. Right after Cesar got arrested, Envy jumped back on The Breakfast Club to clear his name. He hit the same script again, talking about how his real mission was to uplift the community, teach people about generational wealth, and help others get into real estate. He swore he had no clue Cesar was robbing investors blind, but the public wasn't buying it. Because how can dozens of people lose millions under your watch and you don't know what's going on? Even if Envy wasn't hands-on in the fraud, he still pushed Cesar heavy, even after multiple people warned him something wasn't right. At the very least, he should have told people to back off once the red flags started popping up, but instead, he stayed quiet while folks got burned. Now maybe the feds did investigate Envy and just couldn't find solid proof to charge him. That's possible. But if you listen to Dame Dash, he says the real reason Envy walked away untouched is because he cooperated with the feds. Dame's claiming Envy cut a deal behind the scenes to save himself, and that's why 50 Cent's now keeping his distance. Word on the street is 50 was supposed to team up with Envy for a new reality TV show about real estate. But after hearing whispers about Envy's alleged cooperation, 50 backed out immediately. It's got folks wondering if the power moves Envy talks about were really just protect yourself moves all along. So after Caesar's arrest and Dame Dash blasting Envy as a possible snitch, 50 Cent completely backed out of their deal. Whatever project they had cooking, it's ended now. But does that prove Envy's really an informant? Not exactly. Dame hasn't shown any solid paperwork tying Envy to federal cooperation in Cesar Pina's case. But man, the timing's got people talking. Fans online are split, but a lot of them are saying there's definitely something shady about Envy's whole situation. And at the same time, they're giving Dame his flowers, pointing out that, say what you want about him, at least he's never robbed his own people. One fan went off writing, Dame has never stolen from his community. The Breakfast Club has cost the African American community at least $50 million because of the scammers they platformed. That's a heavy claim. Another user brought up names, saying Umar Johnson's still renting rooms, eating out, flying around on other people's money. And somebody else jumped in saying, Envy's lying. He knew the whole time this was a scheme. He's just denying it now because Caesar got caught and is sitting in prison. And they didn't stop there. Fans started listing other so-called entrepreneurs who showed up on the Breakfast Club with sketchy backgrounds, calling out Jay Morrison and Brother Polite, both of whom have faced accusations of scamming too. The crowd is connecting dots, saying maybe the Breakfast Club has been giving scammers free promo for years without realizing it, or maybe pretending not to see it. So now the question is Dame Dash really exposing the truth about Envy being an informant, or is this just another messy media storm that got out of control? Do you believe Envy was truly clueless about Caesar's scams? Or was he playing innocent while stacking cash on the side? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, share this video with your crew, and I'll catch you in the next one.